18. Exaggerated and true humility. Marcus is now giving the sign to sit down on the set long benches, and Cornelius invites Sorel to take a seat along his right side. Sorel refuses this and says, "High Lord and ruler, don't do this to me. You see, I belong there close to the hut of wood at the most simple table made from rafters, where your last and lowest servants and attendants are sitting, but not here, and certainly not to your right side where the main table is set. This would be a nice exercise for humility, which the Lord of all life above all has impressed on my heart." I said, "Friend Sorel, here your will is sufficient. Therefore do Cornelius the favour." True humility in any way does not lie in the showing of an outer work, but in the heart, according to the full truth. Go to Jerusalem and have a look at the Pharisees and all the scribes, with what humble faces and clothes they are walking around. But at the same time, their hearts are full of the most stinking arrogance, and they hate deep beneath the hell everyone who does not want to dance according to their tune. While a king with crown and sceptre, if he does not place it above the value of a person, can have such a humble soul like the least beggar on the street. If you think about this carefully, then it will tolerate you at the right of Cornelius at our table. Says Sorel, "Ah, if so, then of course it will be all right." He now goes to the table and sits down according to the wish of Cornelius. But Cornelius says to him, "So, dear friend, I'm glad with my whole heart. Subsequently, we want to live and work together in the name of Him who has enlightened us." Regarding true humility, I think about it like that. One should be in the heart full of true humility and neighbourly love, but one should not brag with it to the outside. Since if I outwardly bow too deeply beneath other people, I make them arrogant and refuse myself the opportunity to serve them with everything which is useful. A certain respect, which I have to expect as a person in any way from my fellow human beings, I am never allowed to give up completely, because without it I cannot do anything good. Therefore, both of us will be in our hearts as humble as possible. But from our necessary external respect, we do not want to give away anything. Quite often we will encounter opportunities and see how some poor people have to engage in very low and most unpleasant jobs to support themselves. Should we, to put the crown of humility on our heads, also go and clean puddles and sewage tanks? I do not think this is necessary outwardly. It is sufficient not to regard such people who have to do such jobs as lower than ourselves, who have been given totally different offices to manage. First, we have to have a high regard for the office, not for the sake of ourselves, but only in front of the people for the sake of the office. But if it is a necessity, we are not allowed to clean the puddles and sewage tanks ourselves, but must leave the work to those who have been destined by the Lord and nature for it. We also could not stand it, because we have not been used to it from our youth. And the Lord will surely not expect this from us. But this He expects as Father of all mankind, that we, in our heart, should not despise any person, even not the greatest sinner, but to do everything possible to save his soul. And in this way, I believe, we will act rightly before God and all people. I said, yes, this is right. True humility and true neighbourly love are truly residing in your hearts, and not in the outer appearance like the Pharisees. Who mixes himself with bran and malt without need must in the end not complain if eaten by pigs. The right humility does also not require that the pearls of my teaching should be thrown for the pigs, because there are people who are worse than pigs, and for them my teaching means nothing. Since these kind of people you should rightly be used to clean puddles and sewage tanks before making my name and my teaching known to them. But in this case, do not look at the clothes or the external dignity, but only at the behaviour of a person according to his heart and soul. If this is noble, gentle, and patient, only then preach him the gospel and say, in the name of the Lord, peace be with you and all people on earth who are of a good will. If the person who is blessed in advance has a truly good will and heart, the blessed peace will remain in him, and the gospel which has been revealed to him will soon start to bring the most beautiful fruits of heaven. And so I think and believe, according to your human manner, that you all, regarding the right humility, are completely at home. And since the food is already in abundance on the table, we all shall eat and drink according to our heart's desire, and full of joy. Since I am, as a true bridegroom of your souls, sitting among you, you may most joyfully and with cheerful senses consume the well-prepared meal with me. But if I, in the near future, will not be among you any more, you again can sit with less appetite and cheerfulness at the food table.